Hi everyone, in this video I am going to be talking through family pedigree diagrams. It falls in combined science and separate biology. Topic 3 genetics, and the lesson code is CB3D or SB3H inheritance. Okay, so this is an example of a family pedigree diagram. What I will do is talk you through what the actual diagram is showing, and then ultimately what we're going to try and do is work out the genotype of this person here. Okay, and for the sake of this video, we're just going to call this person Jack. Okay, now one of the key things to always pay attention to is if it gives you a key. The key is really useful because it tells you what each of the shapes and the shadings mean. We obviously have males represented by squares, unaffected males, so male without a disorder is fully shaded, and then here we've just got the shaded lines. Same shadings here for females, but they're represented by circles. Okay, so first things first, what I'm actually going to do is work from the bottom of the diagram and work our way up to work out what each thing is. So on this particular row, these are the children that we're actually interested in working out the genotypes. Okay, and ultimately Jack's. Above this row, we have second row here. These would be the parents of these children. Okay, so dad, because he's a male, and mum, female. These are their children. So on the next row up, you've guessed it, these are the grandparents. Now to work out Jack's genotype, we can fill in some of these already. But what I'm actually going to do is to give you the genotypes of the grandparents. So the grandparents here are carriers for a genetic disorder called sickle cell, which I'm going to represent with S's. Okay, so S up here, capital S, is a non-sufferer, and the lowercase s is the gene, the allele for sickle cell disease. It could be absolutely any disease that we're looking at. Pedigrees work exactly the same, whether it's sickle cell disease, cystic fibrosis, or a new disease they perhaps present you with. Okay, so these are both heterozygous, which means that the grandparents are carriers. And they will not suffer from sickle cell disease. However, they carry the allele there that can be passed on. Now, when the grandparents, okay, so granddad and grandma here, when they had children, they had a unaffected female. Okay, so the unaffected female could be genotype the same as them, a carrier, or they could be homozygous dominant there with the two dominant alleles being passed on. So it could be either of those. This one, however, their son has to have the disease. Now, sickle cell disease is carried by a recessive allele. Now, you'll remember that if it's caused by a recessive allele, you have to have two lowercase s's for them to have it. So this is going to be the genotype of this one here. Okay, why does this work out? Okay, so we'll do a little Punnett square up here just to prove that to you. Okay, so granddad's genes, granddad's alleles, and grandma's alleles. If we cross them, two capital S's, capital S, and lowercase s, capital S, lowercase s, and then 2 lowercase s's. So here we've got 25% chance of 2 capital S's, 50% chance of being a carrier, and then 25% chance of being a sufferer, 2 little S's. Okay. So their son is a sufferer. This person, okay, are these children's mum. She also is heterozygous, so she also is a carrier. He's a sufferer. Okay, so here, these children, what will their alleles be? What will their genotypes be? And what will Jack's genotype be, or potentially could be? So the easiest way again to work that out is to do another little Punnett square across these parents. Okay, so I'm going to put Dad at the top, so he's homozygous recessive, 2 little ones, and Mum is heterozygous and a carrier. Okay, so we have 50% chance of capital S, lowercase s, and we also have 50% chance that they could be a sufferer. Now, this person here is an unaffected male. Now, the only genotype that we've got here that is unaffected is a carrier. Okay, this is heterozygous, so they have to be this here. But Jack, we don't know what he is. He could be a carrier also, but he could also be a sufferer. Okay. So that is how we interpret a family pedigree diagram. We're unsure which one of those it definitely is, but he could be potentially either. One way to look at this a little bit further is perhaps if Jack has children and we should continue the family pedigree on. Anyway, that's the end of that video. Hope that was helpful.